Today we are going to learn about the sources of stress and also which conditions are generated because of stress. Okay, so there are generally three types of sources from which the stress is generated, that is traumatic events, recent life experiences, and hassles or everyday problems. Okay, so the first one is traumatic events. It means that is the major event or the sudden traumatic event that a person experiences in his life. For example, fire, earthquake, or being a hostage, then facing a tsunami, being a witness to a gory crime, war, terrorism, kidnapping, etc. So if this sudden traumatic events happens in an individual life, then the stress is generated. These events are rare, but the effects of these events are long lasting, and because of these events the people experiences horror or they feel depressed, they report nightmares, and they stop speaking because of the shock they experience due to this traumatic events. So the first source of stress is the traumatic events. Though the traumatic events are rare, but their negative effects are seen for the long period of time. Okay, then the second source is recent life experiences. Over here the recent life experiences bring changes and they accumulate means they get added and they contribute to the stress. So the recent life experiences such as death of a spouse or a divorce, marriage, personal life events, such changes bring stress in a person's life. Then also the change in residence or the food habits, then personal injury, event at workplace like retirement or trouble with boss, then financial matters, etc. All these events add up to the recent life experiences. So whatever the experiences you are facing in your life, that comes into recent life experiences. And the third one is hassles and everyday problems. Over here in this hassles and everyday problem, it includes preparing children for school, helping them in their studies, care of family, attending the various emergencies, etc. So these are daily hassles for a housewife. Okay, then some working women even have an additional burden of their daily hassles. So like events like no alarm signal in the clock, then reaching late to the examination center, pencil not functioning properly, breakdown of light and fans, etc. are the daily hassles that person faces on the daily basis. In their daily routine are included in the daily hassles or the everyday problems. Okay, so these were the three sources of stress, that is traumatic events, recent life experiences, and the hassles and everyday problems. Now what all is created because of stress? So there are generally three conditions that are created because of stress, which is frustration, conflict, and pressure. Let's see it one by one. So the first one is frustration. Now what is frustration? There are several hindrances in the path of goal achievement, but when the person because of these hindrances is not able to reach the goal, then what he feels is called frustration. So now a individual certainly takes up an activity to achieve something, and because of some obstacles he is not able to achieve his goal, then that time the feeling that he feels is known as frustration. Okay, so in simple words, if you want to achieve something but you are not able to do so because of an obstacle, and the feeling at that time is known as frustration. Now needs are the motivating forces for activities. So we know that an individual takes up an activity to satisfy something. He is motivated to take up an activity to satisfy his needs. So we can say that needs are the motivating factor to do something. Okay, so we have certainly three types of needs, that are biological, psychological, and social needs. Okay, so to satisfy those needs, individual takes up an activity. Okay, for example, if an individual feels hungry or thirsty, his activities will be directed towards it and he will try to satisfy his hunger and thirst. And if something becomes obstacle in achieving that goal, then he would feel frustration. Okay, then reason for frustration can be individualistic or environmental. So for frustration the reasons could be two, that is individualistic or environmental. So for an example, if an individual wants to become an actor or actress, but because of his looks and voice he cannot do so, his looks and voice are becoming an obstacle in achieving his goal, then such goals would be termed as individualistic source of frustration. Okay, But if for example, if his parents are not allowing, or if he does not have sources to become an actor or actress, then such hindrances would be included in the environmental sources. Okay, so the reason for frustration can be individualistic or can be environmental. Okay, then effects of frustration can be minor or major, but it definitely is a serious threat to the well-being and survival of an individual. So effects of an frustration can be minor or major, but it can lead to a serious threat to the well-being or the survival of an individual, and this frustration and all is caused by stress. Then the second comes is conflict. So now what is conflict? When there are more than one goal or options before a person and he is not able to make a choice of only one, there is mental conflict. So if a person is faced with one or more options and if he has to choose one but he is not able to do so, then the situation arises is mental conflict or the conflict. Okay. So in conflict, there are more than one option in front of an individual and he is supposed to select one out of that, and that is a difficult task, and such a conflict, if continuous and constant, leads to loss of emotional equilibrium, and if the conflict goes on for a long period of time, then it will lead to loss of emotional equilibrium. So his emotional equilibrium will be imbalanced. Okay. So there are three types of conflicts, namely approach conflict, avoidance conflict, and the approach avoidance conflict. So let us understand it one by one. So first one is approach conflict. So what happens in this type of conflict? In such a type of conflict, there are two alternatives before the individual and both are acceptable, but the individual has to select only one out of them. So what happens in approach is the options available are both positive and both are acceptable to the individual, but he has to make one choice, he has to select only one, and in such situation conflict arises. That type of conflict is known as approach conflict. Okay, for an example, on a holiday, either to go for a picnic with friends or to go for a movie with family are two options from which the individual has to select one. He likes both of them, and this is approach conflict, that is approach conflict. Okay. Then the second one is avoidance conflict. So what happens in this type of conflict is, in such a situation there are more than one alternatives before the individual, but both are unacceptable to him, but he has to select one as a lesser evil. He is in a situation of dilemma, a valley in front and a deep well behind. So what happens in avoidance is that the options, that is more than one option is available to an individual, and both the options are not acceptable to him. That is, he can't select the option 1, he can't select the option 2. So the conflict that arises is called as avoidance conflict. Okay, and because of that he is in a dilemma, that is, अगर ये सिलेक्ट करे तो खाई में गिरे और वो सिलेक्ट करे तो कुएं में गिरे, इस तरह का सिचुएशन हो गया, तो उसको हम बोलते हैं अवॉइडेंस कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. ओके, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, either to do a job which is not liked or to remain unemployed, both the options are not acceptable, but the individual has to however select any one out of the two. So here example हमें ये दिया गया है कि either या तो एक इंडिविजुअल ऐसा जॉब करे जो उसे पसंद नहीं है, या फिर वो अनएम्प्लॉयड रहे, तो दोनों ही ऑप्शन उसको अनएक्सेप्टेबल है, एंड इन सच सिचुएशन द कॉन्फ्लिक्ट अराइजेज इज अवॉइडेंस. ओके, देन द थर्ड वन इज approach avoidance conflict. So what happens in this type of conflict is that in such a situation there is only one alternative before the individual. This alternative sometimes looks attractable and acceptable, the next moment it looks repulsive and unacceptable. So what happens in this is, generally individual have just only one alternative before him. Okay, and this alternative sometimes look acceptable and attractive, and at the next moment it will be unacceptable. सो दिस काइंड ऑफ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट इज नोन एज अप्रोच अवॉइडेंस कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. एक मोमेंट के लिए लग रहा है बहुत अच्छा है और दूसरे ही पल लगता है कि ये हम कर ही नहीं सकते हैं, तो ये कॉन्फ्लिक्ट जो अराइज होता है हम उसको बोलते हैं अप्रोच अवॉइडेंस. फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर किसी पर्सन को एक बंगलो खरीदना है तो ये उसके लिए अप्रोच हो गया कि वो उसको एक्सेप्टेबल है, लेकिन उसके लिए उसको काम नहीं करना है, उसको उसके लिए कोई रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं लेनी है, तो वो उसका अवॉइडेंस आ गया. सो एक पल के लिए उसको बंगलो लेना बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है और दूसरे ही पल बंगलो लेना अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, क्योंकि उसको उसके लिए बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. सो ये टाइप ऑफ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट को हम कहते हैं अप्रोच अवॉइडेंस कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. ओके, So in this type of conflict, the individual for a moment wants to accept it and the next moment he wants to reject it. तो एक moment पे उसको accept करेगा और दूसरे ही moment पे उसको reject करेगा. Such conflict is known as approach avoidance conflict. Okay. And the third type of situation that is created by stress is pressure. So what does pressure mean is real or imagined serious demand imposed on one person by another individual, group or situation which is difficult to cope and though give rise to a mental condition called pressure. So what does pressure mean is it can be real or it can be an imagined demand which is imposed by a person or group or a situation which is difficult to cope and that gives rise to condition that is known as pressure. So सिंपल वर्ड्स में समझे तो इसका मतलब ये होगा कि रियल या फिर इमेजिन डिमांड या तो सच में डिमांड है या फिर हम वो सोच रहे हैं कि पर्सन वैसा डिमांड कर सकता है और वो डिमांड कौन जनरली हम पे इम्पोज करता है, आइदर कोई भी पर्सन, ग्रुप या फिर कोई सिचुएशन, एंड उस डिमांड को हम पूरा करने के लिए केपेबल नहीं है एंड इस टाइम पे जो हम फील करते हैं उसको हम प्रेशर कहते हैं. ओके. So due to pressure we have feelings like frustration. So frustration भी pressure का ही एक part है. And also pressure have inner और outer sources. So pressure either हमारे अंदर से भी हो सकता है या फिर हम बाहर के situation या group of individual और individual के because उनके थ्रू भी feel कर सकते हैं. Okay. But the central one being over ambitious and having difficult goals. लेकिन प्रेशर का सेंटर क्या है, आइदर एक इंडिविजुअल बहुत ही एम्बिशियस है या फिर उसने जो गोल सेट किया है वो बहुत डिफिकल्ट है अचीव करने के लिए, तो इसके बेसिस पे हमें प्रेशर फील होता है. ओके. Then in this world to achieve success an individual has to do hard work and maximum use of opportunities, optimize his gains, adapt to never realities and challenges etc. which can lead to rise in pressure. So in this world if you are working hard, if you want to have success, then you have to use your opportunities to the maximum, you have to optimize your gains and also you have to adapt to never ending realities and challenges, and all the situations gives rise to pressure. And in our everyday life we also experience social pressure. So in everyday life we feel social pressure like competitive achievement, pressure to focus on work complex, speedy changes, family and other relationship are all different type of social situation which lead to social pressure. So whatever pressure that is created by a social environment, that is competitive achievement or the speedy changes or the family or other relationship, and such pressures are known as social pressures. Okay. So here we complete our all the three, that is frustration, conflict and pressure.